Okay. So that story was not about what I thought it was going to be about. I fear, however, this next story is going to exactly be about what I think it's going to be about. Yes, we are worshiping Satan in here. Written by John Wayne Communale and read by Andrew Berrett.
Yes, we are worshiping Satan here. BizarroCon is an annual event I have attended for the past 4 years. In a nutshell, it is a convention for creators of all that is bizarre with a focus on writers of bizarro fiction, but is not limited to only them. There are visual artists, musicians, filmmakers, and fans who all specialize in that which has been deemed bizarre. BizarroCon is the coolest, chillest, most welcoming event I have ever experienced, and I have made friends of every single person I've met there. Now, I'm sure it's not obvious from the name, but the people attending tend to be just a tad on the unconventional side as far as looks, personality, and interests go. I don't want to oversell it or anything, but basically we're all a bunch of freakiest of the freaks gathering together to focus our powers of weirdness out onto the ether. Also, we party. We party pretty goddamn hard, which is what myself and some fellow bizarros happen to be doing on this particular night. Most conventions take place in a hotel, and this one is no exception, except the hotel we converge upon isn't run-of-the-mill. It's more of a boutique-style place called Edgefield Manor, which consists of several buildings splayed out across 4 or 5 acres of land. The central meeting spot for us, bizarros, is a building we take over yearly called the Ad House. This is where we have our group parties, musical performances, and where many of the readings for the weekend take place. We also generally congregate in small groups around the ad building, smoke, and bullshit. On this particular night, a few others and myself had stepped outside to smoke and get some air. We were talking amongst ourselves when a very drunk woman stumbled out from seemingly nowhere and decided to engage on us in conversation. As I mentioned earlier, we're not the most conventional-looking group of people, and this particular motley crew was comprised of a smattering of tattoos, dreadlocks, leather jackets, denim vests, and a variety of questionable haircuts. What are you guys? The woman slurred. You look cool. The 6 of us shot looks around the circle at each other to see who would step up to be our spokesperson for the group. After several seconds of shifty eyes and nonverbal communication, one of the guys stepped forward to answer her. He explained that we were writers here for a convention called BizarroCon, and followed it up with a quick and succinct description of the event, hoping his brevity would fulfill this woman's curiosity and send her on the way. Sadly, it did not, and she proceeded to sloppily slur her way through a myriad of questions, most of which were unintelligible and off-topic. After several minutes of us attempting to decipher her drunk speak, she suddenly remembered that she was here with her best friend who was celebrating her 45th birthday, but assured us we would never know she was that old because she looks so great. Can I bring her over to meet you guys? Okay, sure, she asked. Absolutely, I chimed in before anyone else had a chance to answer. With that, the woman disappeared off into the darkness, giggling while 5 heads turned into me in unison with "what the fuck" looks on their faces. One by one, they all began to file back inside, leaving me to deal with whatever was coming next in the situation. The last person in line was my friend Don, who is also the publisher of my most recent book and an awesome dude. I put my hand on his chest to stop him from going inside. "Just wait here with me," I said. "Let's see how this plays out." He protested a bit before relenting reluctantly and staying outside with me. A minute later, the woman was back with the birthday girl, and she was right about us not being able to tell she was 45 because she actually appeared much older than that. She looked like 40 miles of bad road, as my father used to say. Birthday girl latched onto Dawn and began chatting him up while drunk lady continued talking to me. She didn't even seem to notice that the others were gone. Drunk lady stepped in close to me, saying she wanted to get a look at the button on my jacket, but then jumped back as if she'd been electrocuted. What's that? She asked, pointing to one of my buttons. This particular button featured the face of that lovable scamp Baphomet, staring out at the world through a pentagram. If you don't know Baphomet, it's that plucky, goat-headed, half-man, half-woman creature that is most commonly associated with most anything having to do with the occult. He was highly touted by the Knights of Templar and has been shown to represent knowledge and understanding in certain cultures. Nowadays, if you adorn your body with this image, most normies just think you're a degenerate, devil-worshipping weirdo. I explained to Drunk Lady the cultural significance of the symbolism, but could tell from her expression she hadn't heard a word I'd said. You don't really believe in that stuff, do you? She asked. Believe in what? In worshipping Satan? I took a moment to decide whether to take the high road on answering this question or the low road. Naturally, I took the low road. I told Drunk Lady that, of course, I believe in worshiping Satan. And furthermore, that was what we were at this convention to do. Sure, we were all artists of some kind, but we believed our gifts of creativity were given to us directly from our Dark Lord, who imbued them in accordance to our loyalty and diligence in serving him. I didn't let up or give Drunk Lady a chance at rebuttal as I continued spouting information on Satanism that as a group was subscribed to and participated in. I told her about the importance of blood sacrifice, the cutting and scarring of our own bodies, and the necessity of corrupting pure souls in order to increase our numbers. I had never seen someone's eyes get so wide as I told her in detail about the rituals we were performing in the ad house in hopes of currying favor with the desolate one so he'd grant us all success in our future projects for the upcoming year. As I wrapped up my spiel, I realized Birthday Girl wasn't talking to Dawn anymore, and they were both staring at me. Don was trying his best to hide a drunken smile, while the two ladies looked mortified beyond belief. I watched Drunk Lady's hand creep over and clasp onto the hand of the Birthday Girl as they both took a step back in unison. Hey, I said, how rude of me. Do you ladies want to step inside and have a drink with us? No, said Drunk Lady in utterly joyless tone. No, we do not. Okay, that's cool. Hey, you haven't seen any babies around here, have you? We've been looking for one all weekend. The two ladies turned, tripped into each other, almost falling, and bolted off into the night. Dude, what the fuck? Asked Dawn. What the fuck, indeed? I said, slapping her on the back. We went inside, continued to party, and had a great rest of the weekend. Still, there's a part of me that rests a little easier knowing somewhere out there, two drunken ladies are fighting to keep babies out of the hands of artsy Satanists. Thank you.